Hello, this is the RPG Crawler, and welcome to another tabletop RPG news game news roundup. Sorry, this time for September 21st, 2025. Where each week I take a look back at the week in tabletop role-playing game news and bring you the highlights. And yeah, I'm going to leave that flub line in, even though it's the first one, because hey, I'm like that. It looks like Wizards of the Coast have released an updated Unearthed Arcana for arcane subclasses onto D&D Beyond. They incorporate key feedback that arrived earlier this year and include such classes as the Arcane Archer, well, subclasses, Tattooed Warrior, and the Conjurer, as well as more. Onwards towards minor and PDF releases, it looks like Grim Press has another 3 in their Cavern Crawl Dungeon Crawls for 5th edition. There is Cavern Crawl number 90, Croaking Cairn, number 91, Muck Warren, and number 92, Slough of Bells. Horrors in the Deep. Horrors of the Deep, Snatching Tides is a 5th edition compatible adventure revolving around a coastal town where children are vanishing without a trace. Then there's Aurelia Rising, number 5, Dagon. It's another adaptation of a Lovecraftian story into 5th edition rules. Of course, this one being an adaptation of Dagon. I don't know what you expected. Hedge Maze of the Crescent Queen is a 5th edition compatible adventure dealing with an archfey who has captured the group in an ever-shifting maze. Elven Tower has a couple of 5th edition adventures that are also available in the Shadowdark versions in the same offering. There is Curse of Moths and Ward of the Eye Tyrant. Brass Reach is available in print and details a city setting for 5th edition with a steam/clockwork theme. Storms in Sorcery from Adventurer Ripples is also available in print as a 5th edition supplement that deals with the high seas, including mechanics for ship travel, seabound sorcery, and more. Scotland Folklore Bestiary Volume 2 is a continuation of the Folklore Bestiary series that produces 5th edition creatures based on various folklore from out the world, this time focusing on more Scottish folklore. Tome of Mystical Tattoos, Volume 2 is available in print and details various magical tattoos for 5th edition, complete with illustrations. A Decus of Dodgy Magical Items is a collection of magical items for 5th edition that are either temperamental, experimental, or otherwise flawed in some way. Not cursed, just malfunctioning. Epic Heroes Encyclopedia, Volume 10, Sorcerer, continues the series of expansions for 5th edition classes from level 20 to 30, this time focusing on the Sorcerer class. Joust is a 5th edition compatible, but also generally any RPG compatible offering that produces rules for jousting, whether it be on horseback or motorcycle. Darkened Denizens is a monster compendium of grimdark monsters for OSR RPGs. It says it's compatible with Shadowdark RPG, but also Old School Essential, Dungeon Crawl Classics, and 1st edition. Veilstone is a gothic western offering compatible with the Shadowdark system. It details a valley after the California Gold Rush where unnatural forces have been unleashed. Town on the Edge of Shadow is a Castles and Crusades compatible offering using the Brownhaven setting, which has characters crossing over into the world of shadows. It is a horror mini-campaign. Journey Under the Rock is an Old School Essentials compatible adventure for low-level characters, slightly inspired by the old module Journey to the Rock, as well as certain levels of Donkey Kong Country 2. Morkin is available in print, and is a solo adventure RPG inspired by or based on the old Lords of Midnight strategy and adventure computer game from the 80s. Fate of the Forgotten is the first adventure in a series for the Demon Lord system, which explores Tartarus and the Red Moon. Return to Dagger World is a Daggerheart adventure, or rather a campaign frame that deals with returning to a formerly popular MMORPG that shut down 20 years ago, and now some players have started to return to it. Dungeon Quest RPG is a core rulebook for the Dungeon Quest tabletop RPG, of course, which uses a narrative-driven system with distinct skills that does not use traditional numeric attributes. Then Modiphius has 5 Leagues from the Borderlands Deep Below, an expansion for the 5 Leagues from the Borderlands. I believe that's a skirmish game that takes the Warband into the underworld. They'll also have a bundle with that and the core system itself. Crawl is a tabletop RPG where you play survivors exploring the underground with a brutal quick combat system and generally lethal sorts of play. It's the kind of world where the dungeon looks like the best opportunity rather than scrabbling around on the surface. The Frontier 2nd Edition is an OSR-styled RPG that's available in a light edition separately, which lets you take a look at it for free, which is inspired by a shooter-looter games such as Borderlands. Then Art of the Genre has the Fast Core RPG Gold Edition out. It is a new edition of the multi-genre tabletop RPG and includes new settings, many settings, adventures, and compendiums within one volume. Renegade Game Studios has some offerings for their Essence 20 RPG system that deals with the licensed stuff. There is Unnatural Disaster, which is suited for the My Little Pony, Power Rangers, G.I. Joe, and Transformer systems. Then there is G.I. Joe RPG Operation Snakebit, My Little Pony RPG Diamond Dice Disaster, and Transformers RPG Danger at Dinobot Island. Marvel has the Marvel Multiverse role-playing game system, a core rulebook that lets you play various superheroes in the Marvel Multiverse. They also have a number of expansions, supplements, and adventures for it. There's the X-Men expansion that lets you do X-Men stuff. The Avengers expansion, which lets you play the Avengers. The Spider-Verse expansion, focusing, of course, on Spider-Man and such. And then there's adventures such as Deadpool Plays the Marvel Universe, which is very meta. It's Deadpool playing, I believe, either himself or another character within... Anyway. And then there's Cataclysm of Kang. Kethos, Book 4, Gemrick and Kyogener, is available in print. It is a fantasy role-playing game supplement for the Savage Worlds Adventure Edition. The first in a series of books focused on individual nations and cities within the Kethos setting. This one inspired by Renaissance Italy and early modern Europe. D6 Forge, Occult Academy, expands the multi-genre D6 Forge system to cover magical school adventures. Veil of the Drowned is a setting guide for the basic role-playing system, specifically Embers of Humanity version, that covers a waterlogged setting in the Welsh mountainside. Is it the Embers? Is the Embers of Humanity the RPG, or is this like an author's work and then they're adapting it to the basic RPG system? Anyway. Rock Gods and Road Trips is a sourcebook for the Scion 2nd Edition system that covers celebrities and legends in a sort of concert-themed style of play. Single-player mode is available in print and is what it says on the tin, a single-player system for Cyberpunk Red. It can be used to play as a group as well, but with no game master. Never Surrender RPG is now in its 6th edition. It's an sci-fi RPG set within the Never Surrender universe. This particular release can be used to create characters, run games, create missions within it, which, I'd be shocked if it didn't. Finally, there is the Starfighters RPG, at least the full edition, a sci-fi RPG where you explore new planets, cosmic anomalies, etc. With that, let's take a look at crowdfunding new campaigns. Remember that contributing to a crowdfunding campaign should be done only at your own risk. Doing so is no guarantee of even receiving a product. Mentioned here is not an endorsement, but is for informational purposes only. Rot Halls of Vorgel will be a 5th edition compatible adventure, also compatible with the Daggerheart, in which you travel through a labyrinth of rot and decay to deal with a goblin shaman. City of the Dead will be a gothic horror campaign for 5th edition, with the dead rise to reclaim their names from a city that buried their history. Camp Blackthorn will be a 5th edition one-shot in a retro horror slasher style, dealing with a haunted summer camp. The Atlas of Rolcaria will be a 5th edition adventure and setting dealing with a world of dragon gods and include various subclasses, creatures and dragons, spells, magic items, and more. The Master of Strings is looking to be a 5th edition compatible campaign in a steampunk-style world with an unseen puppeteer causing chaos. It looks like it will be also funding various songs and ambient music to go with it. Around the Campfire will detail various campgrounds for 5th edition, which you can use when the party stops and rests. I actually kind of like this kind of idea because there have been many times where my groups have stopped to rest, and I've thought about just compiling a bunch of stock campgrounds to just bust out and use whenever I need to. This one seems to go a little bit further than just battle maps, detailing the area around them for other purposes and exploration, etc. Those Who Wander, Fantastic Merchants, will be a 5th edition compatible zine, which details various merchants and related content. Unpleasant Undead will detail out 100 plus complex undead monsters compatible with 5th edition, along with various tokens and images. Wild Magic Reimagined is looking to fund an expansion for 5th edition or 5th edition derived systems, such as Advanced 5th edition and Tales of the Valiant, etc., which will focus on wild magic with several hundred effects, an original wild magic subclass, many monsters and magic item variants, and so on. Kin looks to be a 5th edition compatible companion bestiary where you can bond with various sorts of elemental companions that can evolve with you. It's a Thieves' Life. 2 is looking to be a supplement for 5th edition, as well as Dungeon Crawl Classics RPG focusing on the thief, especially on how to play them. A Haunting in Glass will be an adventure for Shadowdark RPG revolving around a glass tower where the walls remember and a foe lies hidden within. Then Shadowfinder Player Guide is looking to convert various Pathfinder 1st Edition player books, such as Ultimate Magic, Ultimate Combat, and so forth, to the Shadowdark RPG rules, or at least the content from them, because I think it's just adapting the open game stuff to them. Before all others will be a source book for Adventure Conqueror King System Imperial Imprint, which I still need to get. I have not got it yet. And similar old school fantasy campaigns that focuses on elves and details their various Sylvan civilizations as well as classes and so forth. Moss, Stone, and Steel Grand Edition will be a new compilation of dark fantasy role-playing games with a medieval focus, as well as its accompanying low fantasy setting. Household RPG Collection 1 and 2 will be compiling all of the original books for that RPG system. It has an original set, as well as some 5th edition rule-compatible ones, within a single set of collections. Or apparently 2 collections. Dreamwalkers is looking to fund a narrative tabletop RPG focused on dreams and dream travel, which will include a rulebook, a dream book, and various postcards. It'll be available in Italian as well as English. Shadows and Steel will be a true D6 Western Punk tabletop RPG setting using that D6 derived system, of course, but with a setting and additional rules inspired by the American Old West. What's Old is New role-playing system will be looking to fund a bestiary for fantasy, modern, and sci-fi, collecting over 250 monsters and NPCs into one volume, as well as funding a starter set for that system. Finally, there are Scoundrels of Brixton Savage Frontier. There is Scoundrels of Brixton Savage Frontier, which is looking to expand the sci-fi setting of crime and conflict compatible with Traveller and CPS-derived systems. This one will include 2 new starships as well as various NPCs and missions to go along with them. And on that note, I am going to wrap things up here. This has been the RPG Crawler of my Tabletop RPG News Roundup for September 21st, 2025. Links will be below. If you like what you've seen, remember to leave a like, comment on any feedback, and subscribe for more RPG content. Until next time, take care and goodbye. And if you are still watching, I would like to take the opportunity to thank my supporters, the top tiers of which are listed on the screen, without whose support I would not have been able to offer the variety of content that I have on this channel throughout the years. If you're feeling particularly generous and would like to join them, you can support the channel. There are a variety of options to do so. I have a Patreon, a Subscribestar, as well as channel memberships enabled. If you are not in a position to contribute, simply leaving a like, a comment, or sharing my videos are all wonderful ways to help the channel grow without spending a dime, and are all greatly appreciated.